Hi, and welcome to the In the Cortex podcasts. We are your hosts,
I am Danielle Periconi.
and I'm Paloma Garcia, and we are the founders of In the Cortex, an online community with programs that show people the tools they need to change their lives through brain reorganization. No medication, just movement.
And when you get your brain out of survival mode and regulate your nervous system, you start to live in the fun, logical part of the brain, the cortex. Subscribe today and learn how to live your best in the cortex life. And now on to today's episode.
Okay, so anyway, hi everybody. We're restarting a conversation that we just started off mic because it was getting really good. But anyway, I was talking about how our minds really talk us into creating a narrative and creating a story for almost everything out there, right? And so a lot of the times we're not ready for things, or we're not even looking for, I don't even know how to explain what I'm trying to say. Like, it's not even that we're not ready is already a narrative, is what I'm
Right.
saying. Not
Yeah.
ready. I don't resonate with that. I'm not looking for that. It's like there are things that are not even in our capacity
Awareness. Yeah.
capacity to even be aware of it, right? So I think that's where, and our brain's like, no,
Right.
this. But and we don't wanna be too rough, and we don't wanna be too harsh, and we don't wanna, like, put ourselves down or put other people down or put whatever this new thing is down, but we do by putting up these different things that we say, "Oh, I don't resonate with that. Oh, I'm not ready for that. Oh, maybe one day," right? And that's we all know, like, when you say "maybe one day," it means no.
Yeah.
Like, you're not actually thinking of that one day, right? Like, I can think about when I was gonna start the meditation, because you and I were talking about this. We both do this meditation called Vedic meditation, and I remember my friend came to visit me in Spain when I was living in Spain in, like, 2022, probably. 2021, I think, and she was, like, meditating all the time, and I was like, "Okay, cool, but, like, you're actually" I was like, "You're like, you're waking up early on vacation to meditate, like, girl, protect your peace," that kind of stuff? And then she would tell me more about it. I'd be like, "Oh, yeah, okay, cool, whatever." Like, I genuinely didn't care. Fast forward to now, I've taken all of the classes, I've gone to the retreat, I do it. I'm, like, the biggest proponent of this meditation because 'cause I'm obsessed with it, and it's, like, the thing that resonates with me so much, and I love it, and I'm reading all the books and all the things. But the version of me then, I I I guess what I'm trying to say is I would look at it, and it wasn't even an option for me. That's what it is. I would see it, I'd be like, "Oh, wow, this person's doing this thing." Turn around. It wasn't there was no part of me that was even like, "I wonder if that would be interesting for me to do," right? The
Yeah.
curiosity wasn't even there. And that's a big thing too, is the curiosity really leads us sometimes to find these things, right? But our mind is always, always, always getting in our way. And we are just so used to living in our minds in our day and age because that's where everything quote unquote happens, right? That's the way we're programmed by society to think that what we're thinking is so important and all the information that we have is so important, right? And it's truly not the case because it's actually hurting us. The amount of information that we have in our brains is too much. It's literally too much, right? And I think that's what gives to this overthinking epidemic that we all have, right? It's not just people that have certain diagnoses, it's everybody's overthinking about everything. You're constantly being bombarded with all this information. So, of course, your brain's going to make a narrative about everything because it doesn't know what else to do. And because that's all that it knows is to live in your mind and in your brain, right? And so I think one of the coolest things of the brain work is when you do it and you notice the difference afterward of like your internal monologue of where your thoughts are going, or how much you're looking at your phone, how much you're thinking about that one thing that this person said that you didn't like that morning or whatever, how much less that starts to happen, right? That's a really cool piece because your body is getting what it needs, so you don't have to live in your mind, right? We also are so incredibly sedentary, right? That's why some people become totally addicted to exercise, right? Because the body is like, just let me get all this out somehow. So if I'm not overthinking, I'm getting it out this way, or I'm just letting it turn into like bubbles of anxiety all over my body, and I don't know why I feel this way, right? And I do think this is the moment to start to question when we have these thoughts, Where is it coming from? Why am I saying I don't resonate with that? Why am I saying, "Oh, I'm not ready for that?" Why am I It's not that you have to be ready for everything, but I wanna look at behind these thoughts. Where are they coming from? Because usually it's some sort of a fear, sort of a dismissal, or some sort of an overwhelm where you're, like,
Mm,
subconsciously, your mind is like, "Girl, I'm learning about 4,000 different things right now. I don't need another one," right?
right. That's it. I think
Yeah.
that's where it's the capacity of being able to handle all the things. I think that's really where I started really looking at. I mean, just like what you said, this is what brought us to this conversation because we were going through something I was just experiencing where I was like, okay, I feel like I'm starting to dismiss people. And I'm like, okay, but where did that come from? And I realized as a kid, I was very dismissed and I was very like, my emotions, my feelings, like none of it actually mattered. It was always just like, you're too. And it was just immediately thrown off to the side, like, just get out of my
Mhm.
face. And so, like, I find that as soon as people are like, help, I need help. And we're like, here you go. And then they're like, "Nope, not that help." And we're like,
Yeah,
"Okay,
exactly. Yeah.
well, how else can we help you?" And then that's where I have worked for a lot of years, and I think that's where I think this conversation in my head is getting so deep, and I feel like it is in yours too, where they're just, like, going in a million directions
Mhm.
of I get that, first of all, the human experience is so incredibly messy, and it's supposed to be, and I think that is one thing that I just had someone yesterday tell me, "Oh, just go use your tools." And I'm like, "The tools that you don't even wanna touch? Okay, I'll go
Yeah.
use them because I know they work." But I know that people throw that in my face, like, when they don't want me to grow and they, like, wanna see me crumble. And, like, I know I'm like, "Okay, I can come out of this. I don't need to go down back into that old space I was in."
Well, but this is also a narrative that you're making in your mind, where you're like, "Oh,
Right.
they wanna see me crumble. They wanna see me
Well,
go down," but
yeah.
you never know. They might
You
be
never
terrified,
know.
and they're like, "You know what? I'm just deflecting. I don't know what's gonna happen to her, but I gotta get this heat off of me, bro," you know?
For
And so,
sure.
again, that's the narrative. So that's where we have to be so
Again.
careful because we tell these golly darn narratives, especially people like us that are in this healing
Mhm.
and wellness and self-improvement world, is there is a tendency to just, like, go down these
Yeah.
rabbit holes, and then you
And create
create this
stories.
narrative, and you're like, "Wait, is it even what? Is it
I
even
know.
helpful? Let
Yeah.
alone real?" Right? Like
I know, and that's what's hard too is, like, the reason I have that narrative is because I have so many years experience that has always had the same outcome, right? And so here I am trying to be a change agent, switching the narrative, and then it's like, but we still fall back into the same thing, and I'm like, "Okay, it must seem like that person just wants me to fail and fall apart because
right.
why else would they keep provoking me into the same thing?" But I do think, like, that's where it gets hard to be able to zoom out, take in
Yes,
all the things, let the ego take a break, and being able to tell your ego to step aside, "Let me just feel this, and let me just, like, be a human and just feel these things without," because we do it. We all put these stories onto things because it's a self-preservation. That's what we're constantly
exactly,
trying to do, and it's
exactly.
like, at the end of the day, it's still survival in some capacity. And I do think of
1000%.
some relationships that I can't. It's interesting, actually, now that we're saying this out loud. There's a lot of relationships that I could be like, "Thank you so much. I learned so much from this. Thank you. I know now we've learned our lesson. We can go our separate ways."
Mhm.
And I do have one particular relationship that I can't actually do that with. And I
Yeah,
find that to be so interesting because I'm like, "Okay, there's more to learn here. There's more," like, every single
100%.
time we have
Right.
interactions, I'm like, "There's more for me to glean from this interaction," and I'm like, "Okay." And I do feel myself, like, getting to a better place of, like, not spiraling, not falling back
Yes.
into the same pattern. But I do remember I, like, sent a voice and I was like, "Did we see it the same way? Okay, we did. Okay, just
Just
checking."
checking.
Am I in my head too much or, like, did you experience the same thing that I did? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think also, like, falling back into the same things, I think is seen as such a failure in
Right.
society, and I think that's something that's really wrong because
Mm,
that doesn't make any sense. Why would it be a failure for your own body and your own brain, your own mind to find something to help themselves feel a little bit better? Is it always
yeah.
100% productive? No. Like, if you're somebody who like me, who gets these, like, binge eating things,
Mhm.
every time I fall back, I'm like, really? Again? But then I thought about this last week when I was, like, eating this chocolate cake from Hooters. It's really good.
Giving Bruce
Highly recommend, baby, highly recommend.
from
It's
Hooters.
really good anyway. It's giving a crack, cake, but anyway, not literally, guys, not literally,
So
but
Paloma
anyway,
goes to Hooters for the chocolate cake, just to be very clear, nothing else.
nothing and I take it to go. I'm not gonna sit there. So, I do have a
Wow.
little bit of, Anywho, I was thinking, why do I like, no, it's not great. It's not a perfect coping mechanism. It's not something that I'm like, "Yay, I'm binge eating again. Fantastic. Good for you, girl.
Mm,
Give yourself a hug and talk to yourself in the mirror." I'm not gonna do that. But I think also I need to be like, "Ugh, it is what it is. Like, whatever. You had some cake and some other things." And,
some
and
things.
like clearly it's still my MO for a reason. There's something there
Mm,
that I still haven't unblocked. So instead of judging myself and making it into this whole thing of like, "Oh, I always do it, and now I'm gonna do this, and now I have to find another way of fixing myself, and I have to fix it." It's like, maybe
mm,
that's kind of your thing, and you have a proclivity to do it, and maybe if you let yourself do it once in a while, it won't be the end of the world every time. Because then I have and everybody that does binge eating knows this, like, you go into this like, "Oh my god, now it's the end of the world, and now I have to restrict, and I have to eat only vegetables for the next however long." And I was like, about to go to the supermarket and buy all these vegetables, and I was like, "No, I'm not gonna do that because it's starting the cycle up again," right? So I think to a certain extent, we need to be okay with whatever our system knows currently for how to cope. Does it mean it's always healthy? No. I know that there's some very unhealthy stuff, right? So something that's
mhm.
extremely unhealthy, that's a different situation, and you go to, like, a professional to help you with it. But if it's this stuff that's just, like, uncomfortable and we know that we don't wanna keep doing it, maybe that's why it keeps coming back, is because we have such
Yeah,
resistance to it, right? So if I let myself sometimes eat some stuff that is not super healthy, I feel like I'm eating, like, perfectly healthy the rest of the time also, like, relax, you
right.
know what I mean? So it's, like, not that deep, and so I think that's where when we go back into these moments of, like, overthinking or the eating or the whatever
Mhm.
you do where you just start to get, like, dismissing everybody, you're like,
Yeah,
"Ugh," like, I think that's where we have to have the most compassion for ourselves because that's where we know our system is going through something. Right? So
yeah.
and what we do is we do the opposite. We're like, "I have to stop doing that. I gotta
Yeah,
right? And so that's where we get stuck in these things because we then try instead of understanding where it's coming from, we just try to push it down.
smash it down. Well, I was just gonna
Smash
say,
it
like,
down, it
you
don't come back up. And of course it's gonna come
yeah,
back up. We didn't get to
with
the
a
root of what it
vengeance.
was.
Yes, and it always comes back up with a little bit more,
Of course.
pizzazz to get your
Of course.
attention, right? And I
Of
I
course.
think you mentioning, like you saying, like, binge eating has the same cycle, I think everything has the same cycle,
Yeah.
every single person. So for me, for example, like, your stuff might be more in the food category. I think my stuff is more in the relationship category, and I think that does
Mhm.
come down to, like, our human design kind of
Yeah.
thing, because I think mine is supposed to be really networking and connecting with people. And I noticed that, like, I'll have, like, relationships that are flowing, and then all of a sudden it stops flowing, and then I'm like, "Forget people altogether," and I
Yeah.
just wanna, like, throw the baby out with the bathwater. I'm not talking to anybody. So we all do it in some
Yeah.
capacity of having
Of
that
course.
cycle, recognizing the cycle. And just like you said, and I think almost all of the time, if you just pause it and go, "Okay, where is this coming from?" It's gonna come back to your childhood. Like, it's
Yeah.
crazy to me
Yeah.
how much
100%.
of our childhood wounds and how much that filter, how much that foundation has laid the tracks for our lives. And it's crazy to me that it could be the seemingly smallest thing in the entire world or a really big thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter. It's still going to be that filter in how you see the world. Because, like, me just
1,000%.
being like, oh, I notice I'm starting to dismiss people right now. Cause here I am, like, being not a martyr, but feeling like started to feel the resentment, which again is a
Mm.
big part of my human design. Like, if
Yeah.
I'm not in alignment, then I start to feel bitterness and resentment. And I was
Mhm.
noticing myself like giving, giving, giving. And then I'm like, why isn't this reciprocated? Shouldn't they
Yeah.
know to reciprocate? And when it's not, then I start to step into the bitterness. And then it's
Yes.
like teetering on the lines of being a martyr. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that is something that I've picked up from all the females in my lineage."
Right,
And so
right.
it's really interesting how that's so interconnected too, of like my ancestral stuff along with
Yeah.
my human design and like how I'm supposed to navigate stuff. But I do think it's like I think the ability when you're in the emotional thing is to get better at pausing in it. And like you're like even when you're in the middle of eating something, you're like, okay, I'm doing
Yes.
that. Okay, I'm
Yes.
enjoying this delicious Hooters chocolate cake. And it's
Yeah.
actually funny, like that I like
It's
cake from
delicious.
Hooters. Like you can
Also,
find
how
some
did I even
humor.
discover that? We're not gonna get into
Yeah.
that story today.
Yeah.
Like, how did I ever
Uh,
even know? Girl, we're not
yeah,
gonna talk about
I've never been to Hooters, like, sadly,
Let's
I've
just say
actually
I'm the queen of Uber Eats, okay? Okay?
Yeah.
Anywho, but not this year, not anymore. But
No.
I think that also, like, here's the thing that maybe a lot of us miss, as you said that, that came to my brain, like, you say, "Okay, I'm eating this thing, I know this is not good for me, like, it's all this
Mhm.
fat and all that not fat, it's all this sugar," and I know for me specifically, sugar's not great for me because I tend to have insulin
Not good
resistance, so
for
I
you.
know it's not good for me to just be eating that. In general, it's not great for anybody, but once in a while,
Mm,
it's fine. But
yeah,
if you've already eaten this and that, and usually it comes at the end of like a couple days of like really indulging in
yeah,
other things, right?
yeah.
And so I think here's the key though. Where are you coming from when you look at that, right? Because you say, okay, what am I feeling? Where's this coming from? I'm enjoying it. It's delicious. But there's still a part of me that's like, "Oh, but I really wanted to start eating a little bit healthier this week,
Mm,
but blah, blah." So where is that feel there's definitely a feeling in you that's coming that wants to just like, devour that chocolate cake. It's usually, like you said, something
mhm.
from childhood. But I think the piece that we miss is what am I trying to I'm not gonna say fix because it's not the correct word.
I
What
think
am I trying
avoid.
to avoid?
Mhm.
Am I ultimately trying to avoid not gaining weight?
Mm,
'Cause that's usually where it comes to and that's why I haven't gone to the root of it, because that's not
mm.
the real root for me,
Right,
right?
right.
So what I when I think and I'm like, "Oh, it's emotional, I'm gonna look at it," the way and it always at the like, underneath my what I'm thinking and writing and journaling and whatever,
Mhm.
even though I'm working on it, there's a part of me that's like, "I just wanna be skinny." And
Mm.
that's where I'm not actually getting to the real root of where that's coming from. Does
Why?
that make what
Why?
sense?
Yeah, like,
Where you're
why do
like
you wanna be skinny?
I'm really just thinking about like, when I'm doing a lot that exercise this is a specific example, but it's for everybody, like, I'm not coming to the actual root of why do I keep doing this binge eating that's not good for my health and blah ultimately, my real, true desire is just I just wanna be skinny. So that's why I didn't wanna eat the chocolate cake. If it weren't for being skinny, I would eat the chocolate cake every single day of my life. Breakfast, lunch,
Mm.
and dinner, baby. So, that's the truth. So where does that come from? Do you
But
know what
I
I'm
actually
saying?
yeah, but I actually think this is full circle conversation. I think the reality is you're not ready to hear it yet. You're not ready to get to the root of it yet. And
For
that's
sure.
exactly what we're saying about all of this is like,
Exactly.
so instead of trying to force something
And that's sort of
and get
exactly.
to the point, it's
Yes.
like just wait for that moment to go
Yes.
ding. Oh, I should
Ex
try this now. And it
yes.
resonates.
Exactly.
So it's like that's what I'm saying is like when you're in the minute of like, I need to go eat that cake. I need to go do this. And I'm not saying like, and this is where I don't want people to like blow it out of proportion and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go do all the drugs in the world and I'm gonna get crazy and go on a bender. No. We're
Not at
saying
all.
when you're in a brief moment of like, I need to just be a messy human and just
Yeah.
embrace my humanness and eat the dang cake and enjoy it then do it and enjoy it. Enjoy
Actually
that
enjoy it.
moment, you know,
Yes.
instead of sitting there judging yourself and shaming yourself, just say, "Yeah, I'm eating this cake and it's so good and it's
It's
hitting
good,
everything I need right
delicious.
now because I know the moment when I'm ready to look at this of why I want to be skinny, it's just going to happen. And it's just going to happen
Yes.
effortlessly and naturally." And
And when
that's
I stop
that's
caring about it, and I go through, like yes, exactly. That's exactly it.
so I guess that's where I get myself and I've worked on this for so long and it's amazing when like I love the cute human in us. It's like, "Oh, I've already worked on that. It's all done."
Yeah,
Like,
it's so silly, like,
I love
oh,
how cute you think. You could
silly
just check
goose.
personal development off the list.
Done.
I literally have been working on my capacity to meet people where they're at without me sounding condescending, without me sounding like a know-it-all, without me sounding like I can help you, and then they feel like I'm trying to fix them, and then they don't wanna
Yeah.
share things with me, and then it turns into this whole "you're controlling." I'm working on finding the ability to hold the space, be compassionate, detach from their journey, because I think I so deeply care, and I was saying this yesterday, I was like, I I really don't like watching people suffer. I don't
Yeah.
like watching animals suffer. I don't like anybody not doing their best. And it's hard for me to not want to go out and like save everything. Like
Yeah.
that is so deeply ingrained into who I
Yeah.
am. And I have to stop. And I will tell you, I actually said this to you, I think in a voice note last week where I was like, it's amazing to me. It was when Axel was playing
Oh, yeah.
baseball last Thursday and he got up to, he was the leadoff pitcher and we looked back at his journey over 5 years and to the kid who was crying and screaming about even playing baseball to now being fully obsessed with baseball and loving it. And now this year, he's worked so hard. We've worked so hard on him. He's now the leadoff pitcher throwing strikes, like set the tone of the game. And then he got up to bat and hit a home run. And it was like, it was amazing. Like, it was like, and to just be like, holy cow, look how far we've come. And I think for me, that moment was like, "Oh my gosh, I stopped trying to fix everything and everyone." And I actually just went home, started with me, started really putting myself into that magnifying glass position of like, "Okay, let's go deeper, but let's also hold capacity for like, I'm not ready to expand at this moment," and
Yes.
knowing that. But then knowing that my kids need me to show up for them, my kids need me to like help them see things, but then also knowing don't go too hard because then you'll shut them down. So it's like, no, it's a dance. It's literally so nuanced. It's
Dance.
like, it's just this space. But I think when you're trying to figure this out and you're trying to go into these spaces where you're working on
Mhm.
yourself, I think
Mhm.
honesty and being honest with yourself
Yes,
is
that's
the
it.
first step. And I like, that's where I
1,000,000.
started realizing like my conversations with my kids are so open and honest. And they
Yes.
are like,
I
and
love
I
that.
don't hide any, I don't put on them the responsibility of what they don't need to be an adult having to figure out how to do any of the hard stuff, right? Like I show up and I like show them I'll pay the bills, I'll get clothes, I handle the things, but I also don't shield them from like me crying or me being upset or me going through something heavy and I talk to them and I explain to them because what I realized as a kid, my parents didn't take me through their frickin' journey. So then
Yeah.
as I became an adult, I was like, wait, what? What? We're all falling apart. Wait, we're all a mess?
Yeah.
I thought my
Yeah.
parents were like doing great. And it's like this crumbling moment when you
So
become
real.
older and you're realizing like, wait, we're all trying to figure this out. And it had my parents like had honest conversations with me, like, we're really scared. You're this happening, you're that's happening, we're doing this, this are our options, here's how we're working through it. Without it as long as you position it as like being regulated and under control, I think kids
Yeah.
love to know like all the ins and outs. And I try to hide stuff from my kids and like try to wait for the right moment to share it. They know
Same.
like immediately something's up. It's so wild. It's like they've
Kids always
learned how to
know, and think about when
sniff
you
it
were
out.
little, you could tell when your parents were
Yes.
trying to be sneaky about something, you're like,
Just say
"What are
it.
they
Just
think they're
tell us.
doing?"
Yeah.
And I'd be like, "Mom, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah.
What's going on?" They're like, "Nothing, nothing at all, nothing." And they're actually freaking out about whatever, right? And
Right.
you're like, "Dude, you're
I
such a
can
bad
feel it.
actor too. Like, I can
Right.
read it. I can tell that you guys are freaking out about something, right?" Like,
So
it's just like, the fact that we've been there, we all know, right? We've all seen it in our parents too. So, like, as parents, it's like, "Guys, stop with the charade. Just
right.
be real
Just
with your
tell
kids." And
us.
again, don't burden them with every single piece of
No.
information. But I think something also really important that you just said was you said, I really want to hold space for people." And I think holding space, I don't I don't I don't vibe
You
with
don't
that
buy it?
language
You don't vibe
anymore. I
with
don't
it?
vibe with that.
No.
I don't vibe with it. You know why? Because it puts a lot of responsibility on you. Like, "Oh, let me go ahead
Mm.
and hold this for you. I'll just be
Right.
here whenever you're ready,
Oh,
baby. I got all your space over here." It's like, you're putting all the burden on yourself.
wow. That's actually a huge
Why? And
realization.
that's such a common thing that we say nowadays. Again, because of, like,
All
the way
these
that this stuff is perpetuating itself, like, and again, we love that there's so much content out there
yeah.
because our content is in there. Like, "Hi,
Right.
thanks for listening,"
Right.
right? But, like, literally, it's great, but it gets you into this wormhole of all these words and these ways that we speak, and we start to pick it up, and you just pick it up because you're like, "I like the way that sounds, I'm gonna hold space." But then, guys, words are so powerful. Words are everything. So if
Holy
you're telling
cow,
your
maybe
own
that's what
body,
I've been
"I'm
doing.
holding space," because you say it a
And
lot, that's why I'm saying it. I think I don't say it that much, and you say it a lot.
oh my
You're like
god.
Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande, like, holding space with the lyrics
Even the
of
gentrifying
Defying
ground.
Gravity, yeah. You're like or whatever, I don't know who it was,
Oh
but yeah,
my
like,
god, yes.
don't hold it.
Oh
See
my
it. See the space,
god.
you can
Maybe
acknowledge that it's there, but
that's
you don't
it.
gotta hold it. Just get rid of it.
No, that
Drop
oh
it.
my gosh.
Drop it like
You
it's
know what's
hot.
so drop it like it's hot. Wait a minute, hold on. This I remember I've literally been saying I feel like a meatball.
You have been saying
I'm
that.
like, I feel like just a dense bit of meat. Like I just feel so heavy because I've been holding so much damn space. It's
That's
like
it.
so instead of holding space, because what I see is okay, you know when someone starts crying and you're sitting there with them, and I
Yes.
think we're so programmed to be like, "Oh shoot, hurry, hurry, make them stop crying. Here, get them to laugh or whatever." But, like, so when I picture holding space, I picture just being able to sit next to somebody while they have their moment. But again, words are so powerful. I think I've been holding that spot for them to cry, and I'm taking it as like "I got this. Let me take that load off of you because I can hold it." 'Cause I'm
Yes, that's it.
so strong. So instead of saying holding space, I'm like, "I'll just sit here with you." And when I sit there, I'm not doing anything. I'm not taking anything. I'm just sitting and holding my own space, just my own, while you hold yours or do whatever you need with yours,
Yeah,
kinda
yeah.
thing.
I like that.
And then there's no judgment. There's no need to dismiss because I think that's why I'm trying to dismiss people because I'm like, "This is
Yep.
exhausting to
That's
hold
and you
for
just said
space."
this before we got on, you're like, "It's exhausting to me," and I was saying,
Ugh.
like, I see it too, and I see it in so many people that I'm like, they're
Yeah.
not doing it, they're not ready to do it, either they're asking me for advice and they're not taking it, or they're not even asking me, and I'm like, "Oh,
Mhm.
you need come on, like, I can help you so much," but I genuinely don't take it on the way that you do, and that's why we started on this conversation because it's like I think that's a
Why?
different I never say hold
Yeah.
space. Maybe because I speak in Spanish a lot and we don't really say that, let's be honest. O sea, no vas a
What do
sostener
you
tu
say
espacio. O sea,
yeah.
no se dice. You don't say that. O sea,
What do
you
you
just
say
don't
in
say that.
Spanish?
You don't say it.
Like so when someone's, like, in a
You say, "I'm
thing
here. Estoy aquí estoy. Aquí estoy por cualquier cosa." Which I was just gonna say that, like, you can tell them I'm here because you are
yeah,
here, but being here doesn't involve having to hold their space, because then you're taking
dude.
it off of them and putting it onto you, and that's what's making you exhausted. You're not literally, in this case, you're figuratively
Although
carrying, although you're
wait a minute.
figuratively carrying all of this
Okay,
space and weight from other people.
so I've had now so many moments where, like, I have a thought or I'm experiencing something and my daughter, who's almost 7 years old,
Mm.
will act upon it,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's like she's reading my mind. The other day, like, for an example, the other day, I was like, "Gosh, we have so many dang pillows in this house. Why don't I just have one of these be my body pillows?" I am not kidding you. She grabbed the body pillow off of her bed and brought it into my room and put it in the bed, and I was like, "Can you actually read my mind? Because I think you can." And then yesterday, I picked her up
Okay.
and she literally says to me, "Once you choose to pick up Siggy, you can't put her down." And I was like, "Oh, wait." And I was like, "Wait, I'll
I
carry you to
love
the
her so
stairs
much.
because you're getting heavy." And I'm like, "Wait, she's actually
So funny.
like it's actually I'm tripping out for lack of a better word because I'm just like blown away at how our kids, when you're ready to hear your kid talk to you
Yeah.
and like actually give you that feedback, they have so many answers for you and,
Yeah.
like, guidance, like, I literally say this, we say this, our kids are our greatest teachers, and they really are because your kids and their energy will just share with you so much of what's going on, and
'Cause
oh
they
my
haven't
gosh,
been
that's so
programmed
crazy.
yet. They haven't been programmed to the level that we have, and so they're still able to listen to their intuition and listen to their own guidance and kind of go with the flow, right? And, like,
Yeah,
doesn't mean that they're not gonna get programmed because we all kinda do, unfortunately,
yeah,
but it's just so cool when you let them and they know that they're safe and listened to because
yes.
It's not just being heard, it's being listened to. Because hearing is one thing. I can hear whatever, but I'm not listening to it, right?
Right.
Like, you need to be listened to and know that people are actually paying attention to what they're saying and valuing it, not dismissing it again, right? And
Yeah.
I think that
Yeah.
that's a
Oh,
huge thing that so many parents nowadays are shifting, and that's why it's so wonderful that we're, like, about to start this movement with this new school and this education and all this stuff that's coming with us that we didn't even actively know this was gonna happen. It just started happening, right? And it's about to happen in Mexico City. It's already happening in Valley Center, California. I'm like, this is the stuff, and these are the parents that are finding us, are the ones that are ready to listen and listen to their kids and listen to themselves
yeah.
and really go with it, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I was talking to some of the moms today at my forest preschool, and one of them was like, "Oh, yeah, some of the" she's like, "Oh, yeah, I was telling my friends this weekend about this, and it's so much fun, and how, like, my kid's loving it, and he's just, like, thriving, right? And he loves it and loves to run around." We're literally in the woods having preschool. We do, like, circle time and songs and stuff, but then we just run around and we get full of mud. They're, like,
Yeah.
caked in mud at the second
Oh
when
my
they go home.
God.
Like, all the
Yeah.
bears have to bring, like, stuff to change them into. And
Yeah.
she's like, "It's so cool." And I told my friends, and my friends are like, "Oh, yeah, I've seen it on Instagram." But I feel like it's just, like, these 2, like, random gringas that came to Mexico. Like, they just think that it's, like, whatever, and, like, nobody's actually gonna do it. And she's like, "Well, my teacher's Mexican, so that's not it," you know? And, like, again,
Yeah.
one of those things where, like, the perception that they just weren't ready, but then a couple of the moms were like, "Wait, you can do that? Oh my gosh, I've been wanting to get my kid out of this Montessori thing, out of this classroom that's, like, indoors all day." And so now they wanted to reach out, right? So I love
Mhm.
that we get to do this, because what I'm saying is that's just a one conversation at a luncheon on a Sunday in Mexico City.
Yeah.
This starts to happen all over the world. And little by
It's
little, the
incredible.
people who are inspired by it and who do resonate with it and who do whatever, who are curious about it, then they start to reach out to us, and that's where the movement truly happens, right? So this
Yeah.
is like the moment where a lot of parents really are ready, because it wouldn't look like this 10, 15 years
No.
ago. It just wouldn't look like
No.
this.
Well, that's exactly okay. So we talk about this all the time where when I first started learning about brain reorganization 17 years ago, I remember a friend from high school and I sat down at the coffee bean when that existed. And we were
Yeah,
talking about a vision of a school where the kids would get to, be outside and be in the dirt and play with goats. And it like was so abstract at the time. Like no one was thinking of that yet.
yeah,
And then her and I ended up going separate ways. And then we just kind of like knew we were thinking about it and we were here for it. Wasn't holding space for the idea anymore. Too freaking heavy. But we were there for it. And then when the alignment piece happened, it just happened naturally. Like we just got literally thrown into it. Like we decided a week before last year we were gonna have a camp in Valley Center. And we're like, let's see if anybody wants to show up. One of our members drove from Missouri to California to
Missouri.
be there for a week. And it was like, that was insane. And we had people who were driving from, an hour away every single day. And it was like, okay, there are people who want to step into this zone.
Yeah,
And I think for us, you and me, and our brain coaches that we're also training, we always have to keep looking at our own stuff that's
yeah,
coming up when we're
yep,
in this evolving process of helping
100%.
create this movement because the movement can't happen with force. It can't happen by being told you have to.
Yep,
It has to come from this natural, organic place. And that's when things really happen. And
that's
I have to say that
it.
out loud and remember and record this because I have to listen to this again because, again, I'm a
Yeah, me
human
too.
and we have to remember that why we're doing all these things. And it's not
That's
like,
it.
yeah. And it's
It's
not
the
like we're,
honesty of you were saying earlier. It's
yeah,
let's be
it's
honest about where
honesty.
we're coming from for this change, because it's any kind of change, right? Even if
Yeah.
you talk about like a meta, like at a country level, at a world level, where is it coming from, right? Because
Right.
that's where a lot I'm not gonna get into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Get
like
that's
it's
gonna
so
get
that
too
we're
deep.
because we'll be on here for 4 hours, so we're not gonna let that. We're not
No.
gonna go there. No, 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 no. Not
It's really
oi.
cool. I think well, I just looked at our recording. It was 33 minutes and 33 seconds, and I
Yeah.
think we are truly we're here to not let the ego take over, create the narrative that keeps us safe. Like, I'm ready to just, like, face it. Like, even if you had told me that, what you told me, I don't know, 30 minutes ago, where you were just like, "Girl, I think you're telling a narrative." And I was like, I would have wanted to fight you back on that one, and I was like,
Yeah.
"She's right, like, she's fully right." Like, I literally am taking old evidence. I'm trying to also ask that person to drop my story,
Mhm.
but yet here I am holding on to their story and what they've done in the past. Like,
Yeah, that's
let's
so
all
true.
just, like, meet each other, like, right here, right now, and I think there's people who, like, really wanna do it. There's people who are like, "I kind of wanna do it," and then there's people who are
Yeah.
like, I'm not doing it yet." And we're working on holding or no, oh my gosh, I have to really reconnect that. We're working on being here for all
Yeah.
of it. Like, I
Yes.
am gonna do that's gonna be my reconnect is I am here for you, and the you is the collective of whoever wants to be there.
100%. And as projectors, we are here, like in human design, we
Yeah.
are here for the people. We literally are designed to be
Yes.
here for others. So we are here for you, and we're here for us, and we're here because here's all that we have at the end of the day.
Ooh,
I'm just dropping them today. I'm just like
this
doop,
is
doop,
yeah,
doop a
this is
doop,
all we
doop a
have.
doop, doop,
That's
doop a
like the
doop, doop,
comedian I just
doop,
found
doop,
on
doop, doop, doop.
Instagram. He's so funny.
Oh, he's so funny. I love that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. He was just like dropping all these like realities where it's like the have stuff and then we lose stuff.
And then
And
we
like we
lose it,
always
and
are
then when you
wanting
lose it,
stuff.
then you want it,
And
yes.
then
It's
it's like this
all that we have
crazy
is here.
ah,
We are
all that
here
we have
because
is
that's
here
all that there is.
and
That's all that
now.
we have is the here and the now. That's all that
Yeah.
we have, guys.
So let's make the most of it, you know, but then not stress
Great
about it
song at
either.
this point, yeah.
I know.
Um, I
Okay.
st
We got to stop now though, because otherwise you're going to get too
'cause I'm
deep.
gonna just keep going. I was gonna say something really silly. Okay. Thank you so
That was
much.
really that was healing for me. That was a good one
That
for
was
me.
great. That was a really good
That
one.
that was good. Okay, we hope you enjoyed it too. So, if you like
Bye.
that and you like more of this content, please like it, subscribe, share it with
Sharing
other
it.
people, and also know that we have a free 15-minute phone call you can sign up for. Literally no obligation. We're just here to talk and listen.
We are.
And also, if you want to sign up for our program, we personally think it's amazing and it will guide
Lots of
you.
our
It's a
members do
lifetime
too.
access. Our members do
Indeed.
too. And yeah, it's there's a good if any time it is to get on this, it's now
It's
because
now.
things are getting really speedy, you know, really speedy.
Indeedio, indeedio.
Yeah. All right. Until our next
You
episode, have a
guys.
great rest of your week.
Adiosos. What?
Bye.
Bye.